Hello, welcome to the Art of the Oracle. How are you all doing today? I just have 2 decks of cards today. I may add more in this week, but I'm going to begin. I got this beautiful new deck from a gift from my daughter and son-in-law, and it's Herbs and Plants by Lenormand. And this is, they were in Europe, and this is a system of Oracle cards. So we're going to kind of learn together a little bit about this deck. So how are you all doing? I'd love to hear from you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm excited to dive into the cards to see what's going on. This particular deck, what did I read? I think it's got like 36 different cards in here, and they're very interesting. So each one of them has its own meaning. I'll also take a look at Crow Tarot to go along with it. Tap into your highest wisdom and guidance. Send that energy this way. Ask a question if you'd like, and let's see, what do we need to know as we go into this particular week in May. Okay, we're going to take that one. Ooh, card number 27. Well, that's a beautiful card. So the first thing that I notice is obviously there's a lot of beautiful symbolism here that looks like they look like forget-me-nots. There's a lot of purple energy, which is like higher awareness. And I'll say that there could possibly be like almost like a secret admirer out there for you. But there could also be an opportunity for love or divine connection this week regarding something, somebody, some great part of perhaps your plan. Wow. So I don't know what that was that drove by, but it was really loud. Please forgive that. So there could be a higher plan and a coming together, because here we have 2, which is bringing something together, and 7, which is around choices and options, and what is it that which direction are we actually going to go. When we create 2 + 7 and get 9, we're coming to the end of a particular phase that's taking us into this opportunity for growth on some levels, what I feel like. And I feel like it could be the pairing up of something maybe that we've been waiting for a really long time, right? Something that is like, we're going to hear some, like, this is literally a letter. It could be a love letter. It could be any type of letter that is coming in to bring us information that we've been waiting for. So it's, I'm going to read what it says. It says, it's a card that indicates incoming news. The letter is our heartbeat, our hesitating hands when opening it. The letter is our heartbeat, our hesitating hands when opening it. Here we see it kind of in a romantic with forget-me-nots, but it can also concern business. So the card is really about very fast news coming in. That's really interesting, right? So this card is kind of exactly what it looks like. It's not, there's no mixed messages here. It's really about some sort of information and news coming in. So I think we're going to draw one more card, because I'd like to get some more information about what this is coming in, and it's coming in very quickly. So we've got a couple of cards over here. We're going to take this card right here, which is card number 10. Let's see how we're looking here. I want to make sure that we can get all these in. So we actually have card number 10. Now this one is very interesting. So we're in a 10 year right now. 10 reduces to 1, which is a new beginning. But before we get to the new beginning, we have to have some sort of ending. And this is kind of showing, the ending possibly of work. And as you can see, it's kind of dark, which means that something ominous could be coming in. This is how they used to be able to cut the wheat, or these, what I mean, not these big machines. So this is showing something that possibly the ending of something old that is no longer useful is ending, and something new is coming in, because we also have a lot of beautiful flowers, right, that are around here, saying that it is a time that could bring about new beginnings. So we also have card number 25 and 26. Now I'm going to go to the guidebook to see what all these mean, but so the thing, it's interesting because this is 27, which is the highest card in the deck. Then it dips all the way down. So what that tells me is that the energy this week on some level, and a lot of times these card readings kind of add on as the week goes. So it looks like there's an opportunity, something very quickly coming in, some sort of information or news coming in this week. And then it could be news about something that is ending or new beginning, some sort of difficulties maybe that are over. But it could also bring something that maybe we don't want to hear is coming in. Whatever it is bringing an end to something and a beginning to something else. Now we are kind of going up and down here because we go down 25 and up to 26. What all these are saying is that there's something coming together in this week that's going to bring about something different. Now this looks like the tree of life in the center here, and it's what I'm noticing is this is a really big tree that has kind of been cut off, right? And when we remove a large tree from a forest, we're removing a whole system of information from the rest of the trees. It's like you go almost in a dark period, like you don't know anymore because that information, so like the DNA of your family in a forest, a tree, a big mother tree is giving information to all the other trees. This is showing that something has kind of been cut off and removed, and it's kind of leaving you with only like a faint hint of what used to be there, not what's there. So one of the things that I'm picking up from this is that it's going to start out with this really great possibility, things really coming together this week and coming in very fast, but then something comes in and just kind of cuts through some of these old patternings and some of the things that we thought were there. I think it's going to be a little bit confusing because that's what I'm getting from these cards. And you also have the forget-me-nots over here, and these look like pretty old hands, and they kind of look like they're rewriting a story, right? And it doesn't necessarily feel like, because this is 7, which is around choices and options, things that you want to do, and this is 8. So basically we're going, this is really 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see how we're doing, and I get so many messages like this. So what that tells me is that something's going up and down in kind of an up, teeter-totter, so to speak. And I've given these messages before as I've gotten them, is that sometimes we have to, there's a little bit of a riddle going on, and we kind of have to unscramble it to be able to understand what's going on. But in this card, it looks like there's something yet either unwritten or something that we are unaware of, right? So these kind of creepy little hands here, it's like there's an opportunity for this message, something to come in, but I'm not sure that it's like true information. So let's go and see what card number 10 is bringing in, so we get a little bit more information about that one. And it says it contains an element of some sort of suffering or something being cut away. It's not necessarily a negative card. It says it's being illuminated by a ray of sunlight that's coming in, right? So we do kind of see that, showing us this beautiful golden light in the middle of it. So the meaning of the card individually is negative, and similarly together with some other cards, it could mean something else. But wheat grains give life to the earth and food to human and animals. So there's a religious aspect to this symbolism in this scythe here, which is kind of around, death. It says there are religious aspects that relate to Egyptian symbolisms of Isis, but above all to Persephone, who is a sacred ear that is reborn. In any case, it's a symbol of wealth, and as such, it may indicate money. It blunts the blade and wounds the sickle, mitigating its negativity. Okay, so what it's saying here is like the sickle itself is like a cutting something off, but the wheat is like golden abundance energy. So it's a little bit of like what I was thinking. It's like an ending and a beginning. So it's like something is being cut off, but there's all these beautiful flowers in here to show that something else is going to take over in its place. Now, this right here, oh my gosh, I didn't notice this, but this is called the ring. This is actually a ring, and I wasn't seeing it as a ring, as so to speak. So this is the Celtic tree of life, and it represents the circle of life in its wholeness. Its roots connect us to the lower world, while its branches stretch up to the upper world. So the card indicates a union both in love, friendship, and business, and a pledge to be trusted. Isn't that interesting? Because I was seeing this as like a disconnect, because the leaves are, you know, all over the place, and a tree has been literally severed. Let's see. So it symbolizes the psyche being in harmony with everything around us. But life has no beginning or end. So it's showing that there is eternity. So I guess what it's saying is this severed tree here is literally living on within this circle of all of life, right? In the ring. So a positive card with, so it says it's a positive card with the tree and the heart, negative with the coffin and the sickle. So this one right here, so this is very interesting. So it can have negative connotations because it's right next to the sickle. But overall, so it's interesting because it's kind of the same thing. So what this is telling me is that we have choices about how we're going to move into the week, whether or not we're going to move forward and lean into these positive aspects, or whether we're going to lean into the negative side of things. That things are going to look a little cloudy, a little confusing at times. Like I said, like everything is kind of, it's like, you know, 10, 9, 8, 7, but it's all jumbled up. So things are not going to be that clear. So we have to decide which way it's going to go. And this is called the diary. A diary represents intimacy and the secrets of the young, heart, and old. So a lot of this is talking about coming together, which is what I was reading in these twos with these cards here. And it's talking about like coming together and love. So being able to open your heart, despite the fact that they don't necessarily, like this one looks like a little bit of a creepy hand. This is a very intimate card because it is written, you know, in the dark, at night, alone. And right now it can go anywhere. So it says the card's meaning is clarified by the one next to it. For example, this card right here, which is kind of abundant, right? So let's see, the story goes that it was created by Zeus to feed Io, one of his loves, transformed into a heifer. Another story links it to Persephone of the underworld, which is what is right next to it. And in this case, the violet represents the eye. So this one represents Persephone, wasn't it? Yeah. So there is, so it's going to take us a while, or maybe I should say it's going to take me a while to figure out exactly the depth of all the meanings here. But I think the gist of what I'm getting is that there's a lot going on this week. Things are going to unfold, and it's not going to unfold in a linear fashion. So it's not like we're going to get this. Is that we may get a piece of the puzzle in the beginning of like today or at the beginning of this week that really opens up our heart and allows us to believe in the connection and the possibility. Then something is going to kind of come to an end where something is going to look a little bit different. There is gold in that ending as well, because there's all this possibility with these deep connections. And what the earth is trying to show us is that everything is connected, and depending on our perspective is going to depend on how it goes. So some things that feel like, so what I'm getting is literally like the way I've been reading it, is some things are going to seem like you understand it and you're not. It's going to come into a new awareness as it goes on, which is why I think this diary here is blank. It's literally for us to be able to write the story. So what do we have here? So we have, oh, see, again, I mean, if you look at the cards, they're really showing us these very interesting anomalies here. The 10 of Cups is this beautiful heart-opening card with all of our dreams and wishes coming through. And you can see there's a lot of gold energy coming here. It's like, yay, like this. It could be luck. It could be fortune. So there's a lot of interesting things going on right here. At the same time, we have the 8 of Cups. So this is going down again. And it's saying, you know, possibly there's an opportunity for a lot of things that we want to come in. And this is about walking away and leaving something else behind. So when you get this card, you're looking, so this Crow has his back to all these because he's experienced this and he's leaving this behind to go in a new direction. So as you can see, these cards are really unfolding in an interesting way this week. So I think we're going to have to just, I think it's going to be an intense week with a lot of information. Things are going to go up and down. Just when we think we understand what's going on, it's going to give us a little something else that may take us in a different direction. So you can do this. We can all do this. I feel like it's a really packed week full of information. I'm super excited to continue with this deck of cards to see what unfolds as the week follows. If you have any questions or would like to have a private reading, reach out to me. If this is your first time at the channel, welcome. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and pass it on and share it with friends. Until tomorrow, have an amazing day. Bye now.